Once upon a time in the vast expanse of the Star Wars galaxy, there lived a cunning Sith Lord named Darth Sidious. Now, this guy had a peculiar mindset when it came to the idea of his Sith identity going public. It was like he had a cosmic seesaw of thoughts, one side going up, the other down. So, first off, Darth Sidious wasn't losing sleep over the thought of everyone discovering his Sithy secrets. In fact, he had this rather crazy notion that if his Sith status became public knowledge, it might actually work out pretty darn well for him. Imagine it. He's thinking, hey, maybe the whole galaxy will be like, whoa, look at this guy, he's a Sith Lord, and bow down or something. But hold on, because there's a twist. There's this other part of Darth Sidious, a cautious, strategic side, that's whispering in his ear saying, dude, slow down. Going public with this Sith stuff could be a risky move. Now, why is that? Well, rewind a millennium before Darth Sidious strutted onto the scene, and you'll find Darth Bane, the Sith trendsetter. Darth Bane way back when had this rulebook for the Sith, and one of the major rules was keeping things on the down low. Why? Because the Sith, historically speaking, were troublemakers. They had a rap sheet for causing chaos, trying to overthrow the Republic, basically being the party crashers of the galaxy. So, Darth Bane's logic was simple. The Sith's reputation was so toxic that it needed to be on the DL. No parading around with Sith banners, no bragging about allegiance. Keep it all in the shadows. Now, fast forward to Darth Sidious. He's got these conflicting vibes. On one hand, he's feeling the allure of public Sith stardom, thinking it might be his ticket to dominating the galaxy. On the other hand, that lingering Sith history, filled with conquests and Republic overthrows, is making him hesitate. It's like he's torn between shouting from the rooftops, I'm a Sith Lord, and playing the sneaky long game. Alright, let's dive into the Jedi-Sith drama in the galaxy. It's like a space soap opera, but with lightsabers. So, for ages, the Jedi were all about this grand narrative that the Sith were the ultimate baddies, and the Jedi were the galaxy's shining knights. Classic hero-villain stuff, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Back in the day, the Sith were all out in the open, proudly waving their dark side flags. But along came Darth Bane, the game changer. He was like, hold up, maybe we should hit the pause button on this Sith parade. So, he introduces the rule of two, only two Sith at a time, master and apprentice. And here's the kicker, keep it all hush hush, no more Sith pride parades. Why? Well, Darth Bane figured the Sith had a big problem. They were known for causing chaos, trying to overthrow the Republic. Not exactly the galaxy's favorite crew. So, he hits the reset button, making everyone believe the Sith were wiped out in some epic war. It's like a galaxy-wide vanishing act. This grand disappearing act wasn't just for show. It let the Sith sneak out of the literal shadows and operate in plain sight. In the shadows, they plot their master plan, avoiding the Jedi spotlight and sidestepping the galaxy's grudges against them. Now, fast forward to Palpatine, aka Emperor I'm not telling you I'm a Sith. He's a big fan of Darth Bane's playbook. Palpatine keeps his Sith resume on the down low, only letting in a select few on the secret, and they're like his VIP squad. This whole secrecy deal cooked up by Darth Bane is like the Backstage Pass that lets the Sith rock the galaxy without the baggage of their dark side history. And guess what? It sets the stage for stars like Darth Sidious and Vader to rise to fame without the whole galaxy side-eyeing them for being Sith. So, it turns out, staying incognito in the shadows isn't just a Sith fashion statement. It's a strategic move to play the long game in a galaxy far, far away. Now, let's talk about Darth Sidious' post-galactic takeover. He was the big shot emperor, ruler of the whole shebang. And get this, hardly anyone knew he was rocking the Sith Lord title. It was like the galaxy's best-kept secret, with only a handful in the loop. And those lucky few, well, they either got the memo straight from Sidious, or played detective, like Thrawn and Tarkin. Sharp cookies, those two. But here's the plot twist. Even after becoming emperor, Sidious wasn't all in with Darth Bane's stay hidden philosophy. Nope, he had this rebel streak in him. Imagine it, Sidious sitting on his imperial throne thinking, you know what, maybe I could drop the bomb and tell everyone I'm a Sith if I feel like it. And this is where Palpatine goes off script from Darth Bane. While he played by the keep it on the down low rules before being emperor, he believed he had the option to flip the script if he wanted. It's like he had a Sith identity escape plan. Now, in a canon novel, Sidious spills the beans. He's not scared of the galaxy finding out Darth Vader's Sithy side, but when it comes to himself, he's a little bit more coy. Still, the cat's kinda out of the bag because of Tarkin and Thrawn connecting the dots, thanks to their Sith-savvy deductions. So even though Sidious struck to the old rulebook before his Emperor days, he had this independent streak. He wasn't shy about Vader being a Sith big shot, but when it came to himself, he played it close to the chest. It's like he wanted to keep the galaxy guessing, a little mystery to spice up his Emperor gig. And that, my friends, is the backstage drama of Sith secrecy in the Imperial era. Now let's peel back the Sith curtain and take a peek into Palpatine's headspace. Post becoming Emperor, he's got this light bulb moment, realizing that knowing he's a Sith could actually be his secret weapon. Back in the Jedi days, this revelation might have been game over for him, but now, no Jedi powerhouses left to rain on his Sith parade. So, Palpatine's thinking, what if I let everyone in on the fact that I am a Sith Lord? It's not because he's feeling all warm and fuzzy about honesty. Nope. It's about using fear as his trusty sidekick. With no Jedi Avengers to oppose him, he sees a golden opportunity to strike fear into the hearts of the galaxy. Fear wasn't exactly a hot commodity in the Republic era, but now it's Palpatine's go-to tool for running the show. He's got this playbook where the Empire gains power by stirring up distrust for the Jedi, but it's fear and raw muscle that keeps them in charge. It's like Palpatine's conducting a symphony of intimidation across the stars. Now, sure, there might be whispers in the space wind that Emperor Palpatine has a Sith membership card, but Sidious isn't losing sleep over it. Rumors are just background noise to his reign. But here's the plot twist. Palpatine's got a surprising concern buried in his scheming mind. In his own writings, yeah, the Emperor wrote stuff, he spilled the space tea that he did such a bang-up job turning the galaxy against the Jedi that now folks fear anyone with a hint of Force mojo. It's like the whole Force sensitivity thing became a universal spook fest. Because you see, most folks out there barely know their way around the Force brochure, let alone the nitty-gritty details of Jedi and Sith. Palpatine's sitting on this fear goldmine where everyone's a bit jumpy around those with a touch of Force magic. Palpatine basically Jedi mind tricked the whole galaxy into thinking Force sensitives were the bad guys. He ran this PR campaign where he, the everyday dude, became the Clone War hero, while the Jedi got painted as power-hungry villains. But here's the genius move. He rode the Jedi connection wave to the top. He knew the real power play was linking the Jedi and Sith as Force buddies. And surprisingly, this scared him more than any Sith spooky tale. The fear wasn't about Sith scrolls. It was the whole Jedi-Sith tag team that kept him up at night. Because you see, Palpatine clocked that the galaxy had zero clue about the Force. They were basically Force noobs. So, he seized the opportunity and flipped the script on the Jedi. The guy went and flipped an entire governing system just because folks were twitchy around Force wielders. Palpatine's grand plan? Make himself the non-Force dude everyone could trust. He played the relatability card like a champ. In the Jedi-loved Republic, he positioned himself as the regular guy, the Senate's Mr. Avenger. And you know what? It worked like a charm. As the Clone Wars unfolded, Palpatine became the poster boy for the common man, winning hearts and trust without a lick of Force magic. While the Jedi were busy holding their high and mighty Force meetings, Palpatine was shaking hands and being the everyday dude everyone could relate to. And that, my spacefaring pals, is how Palpatine conned his way to power, by being the anti-Force hero in a galaxy that didn't get the whole Force thing. He played the relatability card, and the galaxy fell for it hook, line, and lightsaber. But Palpatine was walking on eggshells, thinking if the galaxy found out he's a Sith Lord, his whole rep would go down the drain. Now here's the twist. It wasn't because of Sith sins. It was the Jedi past mess-ups that kept him up at night. Because you see, Palpatine had this wild fear that if folks knew there was still a Force wielder in charge, they'd be all, oh no, not again. The previous generation had enough of being bossed around by Jedi, thinking they were power-hungry savages. It's like the galaxy had trust issues with anyone waving a lightsaber. And the irony? Palpatine, the mastermind behind the Jedi downfall, was scared they'd come back to haunt him, not because of Sith shenanigans, even though they had their fair share, but because the Jedi had left a bad taste in the galaxy's mouth. It's a fascinating twist in Star Wars lore. The whole galaxy hating on Force wielders made Sidious twitchy about revealing his Sith Lord card. Forget the millions of Sith-inflicted casualties. It was the galaxy's collective side-eye that spooked him. And that's all for today. If you want to watch similar videos, then do visit our channel. May the Force be with you.